border around and about politics and current affairs. My name is Uduak Daniel, and this is Eagles Outlook. 5 minutes gone past the hour of 9 on the AM side, and you have found the Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Yes, we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on any time in a day. It is the 22nd day in the month of October of 2025, and coming up with the same date, quite a number of things going on in the world of politics. I mean, even the social construct, we've seen bizarre happenings going on, especially as we found it on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. One of such would be the place of a 17-year-old boy who plucks out the eyes of his younger sister, all in the name of money ritual. And we've also seen that very bizarre incident that happened in Niger State, where a tanker load of fuel actually derailed off-road, and Nigerians being who we are, we went there and started to scoop free fuel, so to speak. And you know how these things go, one thing leading the other, and there is an explosion. Women and children sadly were mostly affected. I mean, the last number count was 39, if not 35. The last time that's 39, if not 35. The last time that I saw that story, it was 30, 35, 39, 40 persons injured. So if you put that all together, we're talking about close to 100. 100 souls have been marred one way or the other, at one degree to the other. They are just unalived. That is greed, pure greed. Let's call it for what it is. But it's so sad that about 39 persons out of women and children were mostly affected. All right, now that brings us to the conversation that leads and trails this discourse this morning. Now, I'm talking about the rise of unqualified employment or appointment in Nigeria. And to engage this discourse with us will be our guest, who is in the person of Professor Kamal Bello. Now, he's a renowned expert in politics and administration, and is bringing his wealth of knowledge to the discourse on the rise of unqualified employment and appointment in Nigeria. Now, he, as the Dean of Faculty of Social Sciences at the National Open University of Nigeria, Abuja, Professor Bello's insights would be very valuable or invaluable in understanding the complexities of these issues. Now, the issue of unqualified employment appointment in Nigeria has reached an alarming proportion. I mean, it's threatening the country's economic growth, it's threatening our productivity and social stability. Think about it. This phenomenon is characterized by the recruitment of individuals who lack the necessary skills, the necessary qualifications, and competencies for specific job positions. Now, it's often allotted to nepotism, it's often allotted to corruption, or even inadequate hiring processes. So the controversy surrounding the recruitment of casual staff at the Nigerian Television Authority NTA House service has brought this issue to the forefront, with the Arewa Renaissance Group accusing the NTA management of recruiting unqualified staff. But let's talk about this historically. Nigeria's labor market has grappled with persistent skills mismatch, where job seekers hold qualifications that do not correspond to the requirements of the employers. Oh, you've seen that a lot, haven't you? Now, recall in 2019, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the UNODC, I believe, reported that 32% of Nigerians who secured jobs in the public service paid bribes. Oh, it's no news. You and I know. I mean, I guess you have engaged in that. You've indulged in it one way or the other. So don't look back at your neighbor. Most of us in Nigeria were complicit when it comes to this. And this trend is continuing. With the 2023 reports by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, and the UNODC, jointly revealing that 44% of public service jobs were secured through bribery or nepotism. So this issue of unqualified employment appointment is not just limited to the NTA Houses service. I mean, several examples illustrate the prevalence of unqualified employment in Nigeria, including judicial appointments and the appointment of, if you remember, Diazani Alison Madueke as Minister of Petroleum Resources. And this was despite her background in marketing and public administration. There are other examples, notable, including the appointment of Uche Naji, remember? And it's beginning to make us wonder if this is a matter of Kamal Bello. And it's beginning to make us wonder if this is a matter of Kamal Bello. We will engage in this discourse with him in Kamal Bello. We will engage in this discourse with him in a short bit. Now, he is a renowned expert in politics and administration, and of course, Dean of Faculty of Social Sciences at the National Open University of Nigeria in Abuja, right here. Hello, Prof. Can you hear me? University of Nigeria in Abuja, right here. Hello, Prof. Can you hear me? For the camera, if that's okay. Right. Oh, this is better.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, this is good now. Right, Prof. I mean, you are one who has been in the field of speaking truth to power, especially when it comes to politics in Nigeria. You are a voice. Now, when we look at matters that concern the issues of unqualified employment and appointment in Nigeria, which has reached an alarming proportion, and it's threatening the country's economic growth, productivity, social stability, what would be your thoughts, especially when we look into the instance where the Arawa Renaissance Group had accused the NTA management of recruiting unqualified staff? Now, this is not even limited to what the Arawa Group are accusing or allegedly accusing the NTA management for. We see this happen in almost every sphere of the Nigerian social construct space. What are your thoughts? What comes to mind? Is this a matter of nepotism? Is this a matter of ethnicity? Is this a matter of tribalism, religion, or compensation? What is it for you?
To me, it's good to do this academic exercise.
Right.
By discussing issues like this. But the fundamental thing is that all these ways of life is systemic. It's as if it's our tradition. If anybody can carry out a research from 1960 when we got our independence up to today, this is what we have been doing. Putting the square peg inside a round hole. So to me, it's not new. It has been the practice. It's as if it's our nature. It is in our character. So, and that's why the development of this country is dizzy. Because the right people are not put in the right position. So the hope of growth and development in the country is to me zero, if not negative.
So would we say that? Would we say yes? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
So would we say that even the ministries, departments, and agencies are already complicit in this? I mean, we have seen where people have had to pay monies to secure a certain position in this country. So does it mean that there is no system, there is no structure, there is no monitoring and evaluation, and this cannot be curbed?
There's a system. There are rules and regulations. There are policies in quantum. But our problem in Nigeria is obedience. Because democracy itself is a rule of law. It's the law that is ruling under democracy, not the individual imposition. Meaning that everybody should be guided by the rules and regulations. In the civil service rule, any position that is vacant should be advertised. And the advertisement should be broadcasted in 3 newspapers, national newspaper, not local, for 6 good weeks. So that every individual will know that there's a vacancy in this place and apply accordingly. But from there, we are not even following that. How many adverts do we see in the newspapers these days? Even if you see them in the newspaper, before you know it, the employment is done. We are not obeying the laws. The laws are there. The regulations are there. Our constitution of 1979, which we brought back in 1999, is good enough to take us to the promised land.
I mean, the same constitution.
If we only will obey.
The same constitution that is already undergoing constitutional amendment. Is it still okay? I mean, some persons have said scrap the constitution, bring about a new constitution, and you're saying there's no problem.
I beg to differ. Our problem in Nigeria is like a leper who went to the market to buy groundnut, for instance. He has no hand to pack the main groundnut. He's looking for extra. Have we implemented the constitution before we're asking for the amendment? Every section of the National Assembly has provision for amendment. We did national conference to do amendment. We have been writing constitutions since 1921, changing the constitution every time. We wrote one in 1951, we wrote in 1953, we wrote in 1959, we wrote in 1963, we wrote in 1979. Should we be wasting our time, money on constitution amendment? Let's implement the little we have. We have not implemented the one we have. You know, it's part of the constitution. If you check the 1979 constitution, it's talking of free education at all levels, at least to start from primary, secondary. We are not implementing that. We are saying this constitution is not good. It's a military-based constitution. Let's amend it. Let's change it. Implement the one that you have and see where it will lead us to. So we have the rules. It's implementation. I cited a sample to you.
Right.
For instance, advert for employment. I didn't mean there's advert for this employment and it lasts 6 weeks in the newspaper. People that will apply. But all this one that we are doing, most of the employment these days are under the table. There's not any thorough interview. No advert.
So
the right candidate are not.
Who's supposed to be held responsible, Prof? If there are no adverts and there is a provision for adverts and there are no adverts, who should be held responsible? And how can we get out of this?
All of us should be blamed.
All of us.
As a parent, we want our ward to be employed. As an employer, or who is in charge of employment, we want to take bribe. Everybody is looking for money by all means. And this money, most of the time, I'm sorry to say, we are wasting it. We are not investing the money we are looking for. What do you think we do with our money? Is either marriage ceremony, naming ceremony, birth ceremony, even death ceremony. We do ceremony for death. From stolen money. Some people go bankrupt because they want to celebrate their death. Until we change our attitude, we are looking for money to waste. Some people are celebrating their child. I was at NTA Kaduna when they are doing passing out parade. A friend of mine was telling me that some hotels will be booked now to celebrate somebody who has first degree, and you book an hotel, spend millions to celebrate him. I'm with you.
All right. Well, I mean, okay. Now, let's talk about what punitive measures should be mete out on persons who are found wanting in this regard. Now, let me cast your mind back to some persons who have occupied several positions thing about. Take, for example, Desiani Alison Madueke. She was Minister of Petroleum Resources at one point, and despite a background in marketing and public administration. Now, we've also seen Uche Naji, the former Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, who resigned days after allegations emerged that he had forged his academic credentials. And if you also recall, Prof, that the same individual was also being... Have you forgotten
Kemi Adeosun, Minister for Finance?
Yes.
Who forged NYC?
Yes. But then...
And she's claiming to be ignorant.
And the question is, these people are walking freely with little or nothing done to them. So don't you think this is encouraging others and even the Nigerian society at large saying, you know what, I think it's El Dorado. We can all do these things and we'll get away with it.
Definitely. Even some of them will be telling you, I remember when Yarada was seriously sick, was seriously ill, to the point of death. And some people are still dribbling. Who will take over, who will not take over? We will not debate that. You go to the National Assembly, people are going to court on best practice. If there's no president, deputy should continue. And you know, the next session of the National Assembly, they amended the law to prove, to show that if the president is incapacitated, the deputy should take over. Something that should be best practice. The same thing, all these people now, they will tell you, say, there's nothing in the law to punish them. That's why they left them. The next section of amendment of the Constitution, they will now be putting it there. Secondly, no matter what you do in this country, after stealing money in billions, and you can get a strong senior advocate of Nigeria who will be able to speak to the judge for you, they will be postponing the case for the next 10 years, if not more. There are cases in 2003 that is not conclusive up to today. So our judicial system is not even the judicial system, it's our attitude. Our attitude does not allow us to do something reasonable, something truthful. We need manipulation. Even we know that we have done the wrong thing, we manipulate. So our problem is manipulation, it's not the law. The laws are there, who will implement it? The senior advocate of Nigeria will tell you that he's looking for money, he's doing his profession to defend criminals. And his own concept of defending criminal is to win the case. He will go to the judge and bribe. Buhari did a sting operation on the judges. And they found them millions, dollars, different currencies in their houses. Are they bank? At the end of the day, what happened? The judiciary returned them. They said the president has no right on them to do any string operation or remove them from office. That is an aberration. It's the system we have created for ourselves. It's this what we call spoiled system, whereby we believe that we have gone for war, and any booty from the war, let's share it and go away with it, including human beings, including materials. Hello?
So yeah. Now, Prof, in view of what you've said, right? Do you smell nepotism, tribalism, ethnicity, religion, and all whatnot, compensation as being the problem or the challenge that we are faced with, that is making us toe this line?
I'm sorry to add that what you call tribalism, religious bigotry, or religionism, they are just being manipulated. For example, now somebody come and say, this is what I've collected in your name, in your religion. The same thing for Christian. Somebody come to church and say, vote for me because all these Muslims have been cheating us. We want a representation. When you get there, do you go back again and give a return back to the people you claim to represent? Religion is manipulated in Nigeria, so tribe. They are good Muslims, they are bad Muslims. They are good Christians, they are bad Christians. They are good traditionists, they are bad traditionists. They are good Yoruba man, they are good Igbo man, they are good Hausa man. And they are bad Hausa and Yoruba and Igbo people. So religion is not our problem, tribe is not our problem, it's our individual character. Religion does not make you good unless you follow the tenets.
So what has to
One
change?
for others,
What has to change for us to get it rightly?
individual. We have to change ourselves individually. If you are a religious man, if you are a Christian or Muslim, prove practically. Not the one you are deceiving us. You just come and to join us in the church and mosque, and after that, that's the end of your religion. Let it reflect in your character. There's concept of charity. Profession tells you that you should not do that. And you are not obeying. And you are not obeying. It's individual. We need to change as individual. Follow the ethics of our profession. Follow the ethics of our religion. Follow the ethics of our tribe. And then at the end of the day, all of us will enjoy.
So if we put in place, or if the standard statutes or the standard structure of monitoring and evaluation were to indeed do their jobs, can we not nip this in the bud? I mean, even from the grassroots. You just mentioned, lecturers who are asking. Yeah.
Excuse me. Who will monitor who? Police to monitor me is on the road collecting 15 naira from my hand and passing. In some areas where soldiers are involved these days. Collect money and pass me, even if I'm carrying ammunition. Are they not the one to monitor? Who will monitor the monitor? We employ you as a police officer, as EFCC, as ICPC to monitor corruption. And you are involved in corruption. So where do we go from there? Other than individuals should follow the ethics of the profession. If one or two police is caught on the road, they punish them, they say they do this for them, and that's the end of it. It's supposed to be symbolic. I'm sorry to digress. Recently, are you not aware that there's amnesty given to some convicts? And people are shouting.
That's the presidential pardon, yeah?
They said they will review it. Because some people who are not worth to be given amnesty were given to be given it. How can you give somebody that killed another person and say you pardon that person? Is it not encouraging others?
But
it's encouraging others to be killed.
Yes, but this is the presidential's right to actually grant whomever he chooses or pleases amnesty. It is his right, fundamental right.
When you say somebody's right, and you are now using that right wrongly, somebody to be prosecuted for 1 year, 2 years is still in prison. Prosecution should have taken place immediately. They say you have killed and you are caught. Kill this person. You are keeping him for 5 years. And later you not give him amnesty. And you say it's your right. Is it not your right to execute him immediately? When the court has judged? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. But I'm sorry, it's not like we're digressing. If you also recall that the process of even choosing those that are supposed to be granted amnesty, it went to a rigorous process. I mean, the National Council of State, even the Minister of is it Justice now or something, was a part of it. Now, these are no queer people. These are no street urchins. These are people who are enlightened, who are informed. And they made that decision and presented the list to Mr. President. What does that even say about us as a people?
Sorry to say, we cannot differentiate because of our little knowledge and exposure between line and staff. There is line, there is staff. That's what you call the management. That's what you call the administrators. The Council of State is just 1 day meeting. They do not know the nitty-gritty, the technicalities of those releases. They only give them, look at it, we want to release, approve. You can't blame them. What have they done technically? The technical aspect of it is in the Ministry of Justice. And the minister has honed up that we have to review it. Because people are pinpointing areas that are not. Don't they look at it before? Don't they call experts? Because the job we are giving to people, they mix it with politics. It's a technical job we give to everybody. And then you leave your job and you are pursuing politics. And you will tell me that some people slotting some names. How does it happen? And who are the people? Are they spirits? Are they ghosts? The technical aspect of it, the nitty-gritty of that amnesty list, which is done by the Ministry of Justice. How did they make a mistake? And the same ministry is now saying, we want to review. Which means they are guilty. They know that what people are saying now is right. That if some names are not supposed to be on that list. Because it's encouraging crimes. It's an individual. Let's take our job seriously. You are a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Justice. We have directors in that ministry. What are they doing? We have desk officers. What are they doing? So those are the issues. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Right. Well, let's put a peg to your thoughts now. Let's just go pay some bills. We will come back, and when we do come back, we will continue this conversation. All right, it is still Eagles 102.3 FM, and we're still having a conversation with Prof. Kamal Bello, who is a strong voice in discussing matters that concern the Nigerian polity, especially politics in Nigeria. And we're looking into the rise of unqualified employment appointment in Nigeria. We go pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Any motor where you dey drive, you need confirm protection, no. For your engine, no. Make a mobile, make it mobile, no. I want you, make it mobile, no. Make it mobile, you carry the go. Make everybody join me, say, make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
Things they happen for our community, eh?
Money I have spent on this annoying family.
Hey, yeah. That woman own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them.
Every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Join us to kick human trafficking out of our Mika.
Get ready, Nigeria! The biggest cyber events for young minds is 5 at the African University of Science and Technology, Galadimawa, Abuja. This year's theme is Innovate Securely, empowering young people in AI, cyber resilience, and digital leadership. It is a celebration of the World Cybersecurity Awareness Month and the unveiling of the CC Pro Cybersecurity comic book. Time is 8 a.m. Security comic book. Time is 8 a.m. prompt. Don't miss a chance to learn. Connect and lead 04 or Zubairu on 070-6662-4417. Proudly brought to you by CC Pro Child Protection Initiative against cybercrime. Media partners: Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, Multiple FM, IT.
Why now? How business? My sister. It dey slow, sha. I dey post once in a while, but my page no dey move. People just dey scroll past, no engagement. Now, they create video, do design, and they give me better steps where I go take, make people take notice me, can't see patronize, people laugh. Plenty people can't know me, and now those people can't patronize me. They see the help us pass times 2 of waiting.
Then WhatsApp to 081. Engage your audience and grow your business.
From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Back and thank you for staying with us. It is Eagles 102 Bello, a renowned expert of Nigeria, Abuja. Right, and we're looking into the rise of unqualified employment and appointment in Nigeria. you might as well want to give your 2 cents. I mean, having listened to the discourse, let us know what you think. Some would say, UD, how did we ever come to this? But the prophet made it clear that it's something that has been with us from time immemorial. We probably have lied to ourselves that the structures and systems in place are enough. But the prophet's calling on each and every one of us to change our mindsets, that there has to be an individual change. I mean, with regards to monitoring and evaluation, it says, who monitors the monitor? I think that's some strong question right there. Who is monitoring the monitor? I mean, if it's a human being to do that monitoring task, be sure that there will be complicity at one point or the other, or even all of these other factors that we mentioned, nepotism, tribalism, ethnicity, and other issues, that are really causing a big strain, in the employability as well as in the place of appropriate appointments to appropriate offices that persons are relevant in. Well, let's give you the number now, and you might as well want to stick to this number: 0907 353 0044. That is 0907 353 0044. And that is the number you should call. Stick to it, and let's have this conversation. I mean, there's a place of the federal character. I mean, the principle of federal character. It is a concept enshrined in the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, and this aims to promote equality, fairness, and representation in the appointment of recruitment of individuals to public offices and institutions. Now, the principle is also seeking to ensure that the diverse ethnic, linguistic, and cultural groups in Nigeria are well represented in the public service. So, the Constitution provides punitive measures for those who breach the federal character principle. And some of these measures include removal from office, sanctions, removal from office, and then sanction. But Prof, it does seem as though what we see mostly is the removal from office, but there is no sanction. And then it goes back to speaking to our legal system, the judiciary in the country. Now, there are quite a number of Nigerians and political observers who believe that if the judiciary were to live up to her expectation, that there will be an individual change as a result of the punitive measures meted out on offenders or those who are found to breach the standards. What are your thoughts in this regard? Are you there? Hello, Prof.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am.
So I thought you said people's response.
Well, yeah, but I'm just telling you about the federal character. I mean, there is a federal character, in Nigeria.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes,
I heard you, but I was thinking you were talking to listeners.
No. Have we followed?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to say, the federal character is just like any other rules and regulation in Nigeria. It's just there in breach. Go and check. The federal character thing should be a joint venture among all the commissioners from the states and the FCT. I had a friend from a state who is a member who was confined to go to the federal institution in the state and work on it. We shouldn't be. It should be that every state will pool. What's the essence of their building in Abuja? They have building for them, a gigantic building. And all the commissioners from each state and FCT, they have offices. And then you ask them to go back to their state and be monitoring the federal institutions there. Whereas the assignment should be to monitor all the federal institutions at a center in Abuja and see that in each state the character is being met. So it's there in name. I'm sorry to use that. In terms of practical, they are not doing what's supposed to be done. Up now, we still have lopsided appointments, favoring some states as against some states.
Lopsided.
Hello?
Lopsided appointments.
Yes.
And it's favoring some states over the others.
Yes.
In this country.
Yes.
Prof.
Is it?
In this country.
Yes.
Okay. Let me put a peg to your thoughts. Let's just go take this message. It's coming from a family member on here. His name is Joseph from Jahi. Now, Joseph says, good morning. Good morning, UD. Good morning to you too. On this topic of unqualified employees, it's not a new invention. It was there. In Nigeria, we choose beauty over quality. Unqualified employees is one of the reasons Nigeria is repeating. Nigeria is still in the same class of 1960. The same kilowatts of electricity we generated in 1960. We still are on that same kilowatt in 2025. No improvement. We only improved on population. Political rascality, leadership rascality, wrong management, incompetency. Man-no-man employment has finished Nigeria. UD, let me give you assignments. Just go to the Bank of Agriculture and tell them you want to open an account. UD in 2025 Bank of Agriculture is still analog, whereby you'll be deposited into a book and withdraw from a book. No online banking. You must reach Bank of Agriculture yourself before you can make payments or make withdrawals. Joseph says we're still in a state of the Stone Age, if you like, a stage of stagnation, a stage of being drawn back. That we, even though we pride ourselves with wanting to be at par in terms of technology, in the very structure and system that drives us, we are still analog. Prof, are you in tandem with this?
100%. If there's anything like 102, I agree with him. He has nailed it. And he has added something to our conversation. Mm-hmm. He said even in the private sector, like banking, is bank federal government outfit? Is it a ministry? Is it a department or agency of government? And they are doing the same thing online. The experience of this writer, I had similar thing. You want to withdraw money for an association. If it's more than 1 million, they will say you have to go to where you open the account, the custodian of the account. In an era of digital, and when they call the branch, they will tell you they have called the branch 3 days, no reply. If you go there, they will tell you say it's email they sent. We are still living in the Stone Age. We are still analog, where others are moving. Even in the private sector, as the man mentioned, banking, we are still there, dragging our legs. Do everything in hard copy, instead of to go electronic, to make things faster. You still fill paper, you still fill document, you still fill file. Even if they are looking for your BVN, with your phone number, they can generate BVN from the system. But they will ask you, say, what is your BVN again? Every transaction, where is your BVN? And you have to be paying to MTN. And if there's no network, to waste your time before you can generate and give them something that with your phone number, they have seen it in their system, but they will not give you. Hello?
Yeah. But Prof, it also brings us to wanting to tackle the current custodians of Nigeria's digital portfolio. I'm talking about Dr. Bosun Tijani, Minister of Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy, in this sense. And even the vice chairman, or the executive vice chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Dr. Aminu Maida, as well as the director general of NIGDER. It is said that despite the unprecedented trust and latitude from Mr. President, these sets of persons and sectors have failed to articulate or enforce a Nigeria First digital industrial policy. And it makes us wonder again, how much have we really, how far have we come? How much have we done in view of digitization in Nigeria? And it's really, really sad. However, let's go take this message here. It's coming from who now? Didn't quite add his name to it. And okay, Pontius Pilate from Malaysia. All right. It says, I am a regular listener in every of your program. You see, Nigeria is dead on arrival. With all these corrupt leaders, Nigeria will never move forward as long as those banditry code leaders are still in power. If you like, fast and pray for years. A country where criminals make rules, you will never find justice. Ooh, that is a big one right there. But then, let's see if we can take this voice note, as we call it, as we draw close to the end of the discourse.
Good morning, my brother Uduak Daniel. My name is Dr. Temple from Guarimba. My brother, you see this issue of federal character? Yeah, it might be good in a way, but it has its own flaws, very terrible flaws. Because if you talk about merit should have a uniform way of measurement. If you don't qualify, you don't qualify. When you get, it's not only in public service. Go to some institutions. For instance, currently in the Nigerian universities, there are people who will be from the so-called educationally less privileged states that will get a particular course on merit, while some other people will pay above 3 million naira to get that same course, because, in quote, they are from the so-called educationally privileged in Nigerian university right now. And that is how they will continue, buy their way all through to graduation. And you expect them not to want to recoup their monies? You expect them to become Nigerian, beautiful, wonderful Nigerian citizens, in quote? We need to tell ourselves the truth in this country. We need really to sit down, go back to the drawing board, and reform these things. Because everybody wants to collect their own. It's unfortunate in this country. And if we continue like this, there won't be any headway. We cannot make progress like this. Have a beautiful day. And really provoking thoughts from our professor. Good morning.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Temple, right there, giving us 2 cents. Well, Prof.
Yes, sir. I'm with you.
I'm bemused. I do not even know how to go about this anymore, because what would now be the finality? What is the hope? If in all of these aspects we have seen the impunity that's going on, we've seen the corruption that's going on, we've seen the nepotism, and all of these, in fact, all of these factors weaponized, because you say that they are not the issue. Religion is not the issue. Tribalism is not the issue. Ethnicity is not the issue. Nepotism is not the issue. That the issue is the individual. Do you see light at the end of the tunnel?
Yes. There's light at the end of the tunnel, because everything that has beginning must have an end. People are enjoying now, thinking they are enjoying, manipulating the system to favor them. Me, I believe in the law of karma. I believe in nemesis. This will be, no, we cannot continue like this. It will end. How it will end, nobody knows. I just want to advise my brother who said that you cannot get certain cost of admission and you are using 3 million to bribe for admission. Can't you go to private school? Can't you go abroad? Instead of corrupting our system.
But Prof,
if you cannot get admission,
Prof, if everybody goes abroad, how many people can afford that? That can't be.
I said go to private. There are private institutions in Nigeria. Instead of you corrupting our public institution with 3 million bribe. It's an advice. It's not a law.
Okay.
How can you have 3 million bribe to get admission when there are private institutions that will collect less than that as school fee?
On merit?
Well, I'm on merit.
Okay.
How do you carry 3 million to bribe just because of admission? It's just an advice. It's not law. If I were him, that's what I would do. If I have 3 million to bribe, and my ward cannot get admission into public universities for a course I like, I'll go to private institution who has similar course and pay school fee.
So the way forward is what? In one sentence, Prof, for want of time.
The way forward, I've said it separately.
Yeah.
Is we individual, we should check what is the ethic of our profession, what is ethic of our religion, what is ethic of our tribe, and we obey. Everything will fall on line. Things will progress for us. If you follow what is this expected of me as a Christian, what is expected of me as a Muslim, what is expected of me as a tribalist, then what is expected of me as a human being? The basis of every religion, love your brothers and sisters like yourself. We preach hatred in the churches and mosques, and we can continue to survive on that. His religion is love. Religion is peace. Let's preach what the religion says. Let's preach what the Constitution says. Everything will fall in line.
Okay, Prof. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Very well, Prof. Well. Dr. Temple, I wish I can take your voice note right now, but time is not on my side, and I'm afraid I wouldn't be taking that one. But appreciate your thoughts, so far. And of course to you, Prof. You are Professor Kamal Bello. You're a renowned expert, in politics and administration. And you are also the Dean of Faculty